Thank you so much, ma'am. So our first participant, Sakshi Trivedi, is going to present her paper, which is on the topic AR VR in tourism. Sakshi, please.
Good afternoon, all the respected dignitaries and honorable judges. My name is Sakshi Trivedi of MBA 4th semester, and today I'll be presenting my research paper on the topic Augmented and Virtual Reality in Tourism. My co-author and guide for my research paper is Dr. Sachin Kumar sir. So firstly, let's understand what is augmented and virtual reality. Augmented reality overlays digital information onto the real world and clears our perception about the reality. Augmented reality typically uses devices such as smartphones and 3D models and goggles, augmented reality goggles and glasses to interpret all the information for its users and consumers. Whereas virtual reality immerses users in a completely digital environment, typically through headsets and goggles. Users can interact and explore the environment, a digital environment through these headsets and goggles and experience the real-time and get the real-time experience of the destination where they haven't arrived yet.
What is the objective of the research?
The objective of the research paper is to understand what is the relevance of augmented and virtual reality. As tourism industry has seen a boost after the post-COVID, that augmented and virtual reality is being used in most of the tourism industry to promote the tourism. Because during COVID, many tourism companies were using augmented and virtual reality to promote their destination and to promote how clean and how safe it is for the people to visit their places or destinations even at the time of COVID. Because they were providing all the facilities and they were following all the protocols, and through augmented and virtual reality, they were promoting those things. Like many companies were promoting museums, promoting and advertising museums through virtual reality. They were posting pictures, videos, and they were using 3D models to completely update all the things that were happening, so that consumers and users can have real-time experience of what is happening around the world, even from wherever they are in the world. So let's understand what is the benefit of augmented and virtual reality in tourism. The first one is enhanced tourist experience. Augmented and virtual reality offers immersive storytelling and virtual tour of attraction, and through interactive learning experience, it makes more comfortable, informative, and engaging for the customers to interact with such technology. And it also helps in promoting the destination. Augmented and virtual reality tool is a very powerful tool to promote the destination. As augmented reality is used to promote, make engaging and interactive ads and make apps for virtual tours. Whereas virtual reality helps in offering immersive tours where viewers are teleported or transported directly to the destination virtually, where they can have the experience of sight and sound of those destinations where they haven't arrived yet. And augmented and virtual reality also helps in improving the marketing strategy, as they're making consumer friendly and consumer personalized experience for customers, and they're also captivating the audience, driving all the marketing campaigns to attract more and more consumers and fostering long-term relationship as well. If I talk about implementation and application, so there are some real-time uses of augmented and virtual reality. Like, it can be used for virtual tours, and immersive museum experiences, and for hotel reviews, and for promoting online events through virtual reality, and for destination exploration as well. And virtual reality and augmented reality also helps in integrating into services. Augmented and virtual reality has the potential to integrate itself into services like airline, tourism, and other accommodation and booking platform services. And now, if I talk about methodology and findings, I have used methodology of literature review, where I have reviewed 19 research papers from between 2016 to 2023, and I have chosen these 19 papers on the basis of certain keywords like immersive technology, customer personalized experiences. So I use these keywords to select those papers so that I can get a proper reference and proper information about what I'm looking for. And by literature review, because literature review gave me a strong theoretical framework to frame my research paper, and it also helped me to understand what are the research gaps and what are the possible future possibilities in the tourism industry. And if I talk about the findings, augmented and virtual reality has a lot of potential. As in future, it will create a lot of impact in creating tourism for destinations on virtual platforms. And augmented and virtual reality has the potential to revolutionize the tourism industry, because users are more and more eager to have first-hand experience of the destination and places where they have not arrived yet. And if I talk about
Okay, your research is qualitative or quantitative?
no, sorry.
It is quantitative. What is the sample size? And it's literature review.
Select those. I chose paper between 2016 to 2020 because I wanted recent data. So this is a recent technology which is being used in tourism. So I chose these years only. And why those 19 papers? Because I just told you. Because I was looking for certain keywords which can explain how it is impacting the tourism industry.
Which type of keywords are they?
Like immersive technology, personalized customer experiences, and the impact of augmented and virtual reality on the perception of consumers, how it is impacting consumers, and how consumers are perceiving and accepting the technology.
So what is your conclusion?
Now, in conclusion, I would like to add that augmented and virtual reality has a lot to offer to tourism industry. Although there are some challenges like technological constraints are there, but not everyone can afford such type of technology because it is costly technology. It is costly. So and the technology also has some privacy and ethics concerns, and
बच्चे मैसेज कर रहे हैं कनेक्टिंग नहीं हो रहा है. They are not able to join. Like instrument issue.
also there are some challenges in this technology, but still augmented and virtual reality has a vast and promising and innovative ways to engage and attract their tourists and engage them in the cultural heritage, and make it more user friendly and personalized customer experience to make it more and more interactive and engaging for them.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else has joined? No. We are not able to join.
हाँ वो मैं बोल दूंगा। अभी वैसे मैं म्यूट रखता हूँ।
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, one and all present over here. Good afternoon, requested dignitaries and honorable guests. So I'm going to present my topic, which is exploring young Indian consumers' purchase intention of electric scooters, a literature review. So I am the presenter, myself, Devesh Kumar, and my title is Exploring Young Indian Consumers' Purchase Intention of Electric Scooters, a literature review. So, me, myself, Devesh Kumar, and Mr. Rahul Samav is with me to present this paper. Ma'am, our co-author is Dr. Sachin Kumar, sir. So, first of all, we have how we have reached to this topic. I would like to explain. So, the research gap I would like to discuss. So, there were lack of government incentives, and like there were lack of studies examining the government incentives and policies in shaping young Indian consumers purchase intention of electric scooters. So like for that I have gone through several papers in which I have found that there were government initiatives and policies in India which are running currently, like Fame India. So in which that the government is providing incentives for like if a customer, if a consumer wants to purchase electric vehicle, the government will provide 40% of discount depending upon the battery capacity of the electric vehicle, which is like if the battery capacity is 40,000 kilowatt, then the government will be providing 40% of the discount. And other schemes are like EMPS. So that is electric mobility promotion scheme, in which the government is providing 10,000 of the discount, in which to support the electric two-wheeler vehicles, which are having from 15,000 kilowatts to 30,000 kilowatts. Now the third is E-Amrit. In that also the government is providing the same thing for 15,000 kilowatt battery capacity to the vehicle cost will be up to 40% of the discount. So that was the government scheme which I have read in the articles and papers which I used for this paper. And like now talking about the young Indian consumer influence, what are the factors that influences the purchase intention of electric scooters? Also, I have found a gap in between that. There is the price sensitivity and the perceived value in the context of this electric vehicle. So now moving to the objective of the study. So my objective was to understand and explore the factors influencing young Indian consumers' purchase intention of electric scooters. Also, how is the environmental product knowledge and innovativeness and age on the purchase intention. Talking about research methodology. So what are the research methodologies we have used? So research methodology, I have used two mainly database from the two sites, which are Google Scholar and Scopus. So also we have selected the inclusion criteria. So the inclusion criteria was to search from 2015 to 2023, in between 8 years, what are the papers which has written on the purchase intention of electric scooters. Based on the demographic, we have selected for the young consumers. So also we have selected certain keywords to analyze and explore the purchase intention. So the keywords were youthfulness, also talking purchase intention, India, electric scooters, and from I have gone through the 30 papers. From 30 papers, I have scrutinized the abstract which are suitable for our topic, and out of 30, we have selected finally 20 articles to go through that. So in that, we have also used the method, like we have seen in papers that they were based on the primary research methodology, secondary, and also there were the literature review. So now I would like to invite Mr. Rahul Sama for the further presentation of my paper.
So I'm gonna tell you about the our literature review table. So we have taken 20 literature reviews and from the Scopus Q1, and we have selected the top 3 for our review paper. The next is the conclusion part. The first one is performance expectancy and facilitating conditions positively affect adoption intention of EVs. When consumers perceive EVs as meeting their performance expectancy and the facilitating conditions are favorable, the consumers are more likely to develop an intention to adopt the vehicle. The second part is perceived risk negatively affect the adoption intention of EVs. Higher the level of perceived risk, the more it can create hesitancy and reduce the adoption level of EVs. The third one is hedonic motivation. Hedonic motivation, price value, and personal norms have a significant positive effect on consumers' intention to adopt EVs. When consumers find EV more enjoyable and perceive them as offering good value and align with the personal norms, they are more likely to develop intentions to adopt these vehicles.
Yes. What was the reason you have chosen this topic for your research? Previous literature, what were the gaps which you have identified?
The first gap was the major gap. There were the mentioning of electric vehicles. So they were not into the specific electric scooters. So like I have gone through several papers and found that there were very lack of study on electric scooters particularly. Like there were studies conducted on electric vehicles. Yes, sir. And the second thing was that youth, like they have targeted the consumers, Indian consumers, South Korean consumers, but they have not specifically targeted the youth. What are clear factors which plays in that purchasing the electric scooters?
So what is the conclusion of it?
Actually, we have found that like price sensitivity and environmental awareness plays a major role in adoption of EVs. And also, we have found that youth are more of like hedonic motivation, which Rahul has talked about. So that motivation plays a big role while adopting EVs.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So our next contestant is Abhishek Gunjan and Shubham Kumar. Are we having them here? Abhishek Gunjan and Shubham Kumar. Okay. Then the next is Mr. Sean Saril and Nishtha Ranjan. You're audible to me? Nilesh, can you please unmute yourself and share your slide? We are waiting for your response.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Nilesh, we can hear you. Kindly just share the screen.
Okay. How to do that? Wait.
Share the screen and start presenting. Yes.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Wait, I'll open my.
I can see the lost connection.
Oh, lost connection. Yeah. So,
Yes, you may present now.
is it visible there?
Yes, we can see that.
Okay, fine. So, this paper is regarding line balancing activity in an organization that is manufacturing footwear. It is automated footwear line. So, we tried to balance the line there. I'll just brief something about me so that you can understand the implementation criteria of it. I am engineer, industry engineer with MBA in operations and now pursuing PhD in lean manufacturing. That is my core topic. And this is a research, this is a basically case study of the organization which was manufacturing footwear. So, abstract, as you know, is basically on line balancing that help the footwear industry to improve productivity and rationalize the deployment. Basically, deployment was the problem there. Deployment of operatives by setting deployment norms. That was the basic objective. Then we carried out the study. Company arranged to conduct the work measurement studies, and we did that study. And then implementation was also done. People helped there, and we formed a team and implemented. So following is the paper. Company is a shoe manufacturer that manufactures variety of shoes, including formal footwear, beach wear, casual, formal in leather, non-leather material, and all.
So what was your purpose? What was the purpose of your study?
Purpose of the study, that's what I am coming to. Fine. The purpose of the study was to establish the manpower deployment norms using line balancing technique and improve throughput. That was the basic idea. That was the basic task. Okay.
Okay.
So we tried to do that literature survey on 7 articles, and this is the literature review. Should I brief it or it is?
Yeah, sure. Just go ahead.
So I come to the methodology. We adopted a REAMS methodology, which is now being copyrighted by us. That is, recognize the processes, examine and analyze the method, then measure and compute the work content and set up the norms. It may be production norms, it may be deployment norms. So we recorded the videos there for each and every activity to determine elemental time, then did the performance rating for each and every activity, and then worked out the allowances, and finally came out with the deployment norms, and then balanced the line. We also helped them in implementation. We played a role of facilitator, and we selected few employees to implement it, and it was implemented online. So data collection was done. 90 consultant days were used along with 26 principal consultant and managing partners days. It was manual data collection, video recording, as well as the historical data analysis. Some observations which we did there. Excuse me, what is the time limit for me? Is it any specific time, or I can continue? Hello,
Yes, sir.
am I audible?
Keep going. So yes, sir, you're audible. Just keep on going.
Okay, fine. So general observations were that in most of the organization, we observed that there is a time lag in start and end of the shift, as well as in breaks. But in this organization, it was not there. So this was the plus point for the organization. Quality was considered to be a job of quality control department. That was another one constraint. Then belongingness of employees for the organizational goal was missing. So these were basic organization. Housekeeping was not up to the standards, and working conditions like light and air circulation needed improvement. We did all these things
Okay.
on the way.
So these are your analysis. May I
This is
know what
observation.
was the conclusion of your research, this case study which you have done?
Yeah,
What is
I'm
the
coming to
conclusion
that.
of
Manpower reduction was basically target was to reduce the manpower using line balancing. So that is maybe in next few slides we'll see that.
Sure, sir, but be quick. You
Okay.
just have 7 minutes to present the entire.
7 minutes are more than enough. I'll take not more than 4 minutes.
Okay, so go ahead.
Analysis. So flow of material was analyzed, and utilization of resources was done using work sampling technique. So we observed that the utilization ranged between 48% and 88% with 95% confidence level, and plus minus 5% accuracy that was planned, but we got an accuracy of 1.19%. This is the analysis. These are the activities. Then we determined the cycle time, and we planned the deployment. Actually, deployment was higher when this is the proposed deployment. Okay. So trimming cycle time was 29 seconds and deployment was 1. So this way the cycle time, cycle time analysis and line balancing was done. Originally, the line was balanced at 63%, where total work content was 367 seconds, and the maximum cycle time was 36.7 seconds. However, there were 16 employees on the line, so line was balanced at 63%. Then we rationalized the manpower to 12, and the line balance was achieved was 83% with 80 pairs per hour. PPH is pairs per hour. So earlier it was 60 pairs per hour. Now it is 83 pairs per hour. So we gave some suggestions for improvement as well. Then implementation plan. This is the implementation plan, how we moved ahead with implementation. And these are the final results. So we, in implementing it in 12 weeks, we got the result that almost out of 120 to 75 deployment, we could achieve 81 deployment, and another 2 months, it was planned that it will be achieved, 75 deployment will be achieved. Then throughput from 60 pairs per hour, we could get 80 pairs per hour, and target was 90 pairs per hour. So this is the result of all this analysis, activities, and implementation. So in conclusion, the work measurement and time study analysis can help the firm to improve throughput and rationalize deployment and production norms as well through line balancing. Further studies, we also suggested the productivity improvement measures across the organization, which they have taken into account and they are doing it. So that's it. Now I'm open for questions. Any questions?
No, sir. It's already done. Thank you so much for joining, sir.
Thank you.
Our next participant is Syed Qasim Abbas. Sir, please share your slide and unmute yourself.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Just give me a second, ma'am. Ma'am, is my slide visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay, so my name is Syed Qasim Abbas Rizvi. I'm an MBA student from Aligarh Muslim University, Department of Business Administration. And alongside with my professor, Dr. Mohammad Yusuf Javed, I'm going to present my topic that is on assessing the impact of capital structure on firm performance, a comparative analysis between Indian manufacturing and service sector. Now, so before we start with the analysis and the research methodology, I would like to explain what is capital structure. Now, there are various definitions of capital structure and various authors have defined capital structure in a different manner. Now, to be in a layman's term, we can say that it is a combination of debt and equity component in a financial structure of a company. Now, there are two schools of thoughts. The first one is an irrelevance thought, which was given by Modi, Gilani, and Miller. And they stated that no matter what kind of structure you have or financial structure you have, it won't affect your firm performance. Then there are different schools of thought, that is relevance theory, which was given by which was given by David Durant. And he stated that if you want to improve your firm performance, you can always you can always combine your debt and equity component to enhance your firm performance, because it will lower down your cost of capital and that will ultimately increase your firm performance. Now, in our research, what we have done is that we have basically extensively we have gone with the literature review, and top three of the review are mentioned in the slide. For example, S.C. Meyer explained capital structure theory and decision making process using three different theories. They are trade-off and pecking order theory. Then Parson and Titman in 2007 explored the dimensions of debt to equity ratio into three different sections. And however, he found out that there are certain mixed variables, mixed analysis, and mixed results of that. Then Sanjeevni and Srivastava Rao in 2013 examined the Nigerian bank financials itself and its impact on the firm performance. Now, if we go to our research, this is our post model. We have taken capital structure as an independent variable, and in which we have used debt to equity ratio. Now, the firm performance can be classified into two broad parameters. The first one is accounting-based parameter, and the second one is market-based parameter. In accounting-based parameter, we have chosen return on asset, return on equity, and return on capital employed as an dependent variable. And in market-based parameter, we have used earning per share, price to earning ratio, that is PE ratio, one of the most important factor in stock market analysis, and Tobin's Q. Now, the first objective of the study was to identify the different parameters of capital structure and firm performance, which we have achieved through literature review. Then we have examined the next objective was to examine the relationship between capital structure and companies' performance or firm performance in NSE listed companies. Then we analyzed the relationship between the capital structure and firm performance in manufacturing firms and then in service sector firms. Now, so the research methodology is very simple. We have extracted the data of NSE 500 companies from the database ProS IQ, and then we have bifurcated in this data into two sections. The first one is manufacturing sector, under which there are 411 companies, and 89 companies were there in service sector. The time frame for this analysis was 2015 to 2022, and for the robustness of the analysis, we have used panel data regression. All the parameters, all the assumptions like stationality, heteroscedasticity, autocorrelation, all of them are met. Now, if we
Can
come
you
to
please
the
explain something about this panel
yes,
data?
ma'am.
What you said? Yes, this panel
Okay,
data
ma'am.
regression.
Okay,
What's
sure,
this?
sure. Okay, ma'am, sure, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, there are two types of data in secondary analysis. The first one is time series, and then there is cross-sectional data. But the panel data is basically the combination of time series and cross-sectional data, because there are certain restrictions in time series analysis and some restrictions in cross-sectional analysis. To overcome all these problems and restrictions, the panel data regression is used, and it gives more robust results. Like, for example, heteroscedasticity. You can easily overcome that heteroscedasticity and autocorrelation in panel data analysis. by going for pooled estimations.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Now,
Continue.
the first of all, what we did was we basically checked the impact of debt to equity ratio on overall panel, that is the 500 companies. Now, as you can see, there is a positive and significant impact of debt to equity ratio on return on equity and return on capital employed. And this is for the accounting based parameter. But when you come to the market based parameter, there is a positive impact of debt to equity ratio on PE ratio and Tobin's. Now, as you can see in the chart and in the results as well, that if you want to improve or enhance your PE ratio, then you have to invest in debt to equity ratio, and you have to understand you have to increase the component of debt. Now, let me give you a very simple example. Now, as you may remember that few days back, the Adani crisis was there of the Hindenburg report that causes the PE ratio to explode, and that's why the Adani stock prices were decreased and lowered out. But after certain times, the component of debt was increased by Adani because Mr. Ambani bought 25% share of that Adani powers.
Okay.
And that increased the PE ratio. That means if you increase your debt component in your capital structure, it will improve your Tobin's Q earning per share or the market capacity of a stock. Now, for the comparative analysis, manufacturing sector and service sector, we have used two different panels from this same panel. Now, if you see in the manufacturing sector, that return on assets and return on equity are improved, and EPS is also improved by increasing the debt to component.
Okay, what was the end result of this research?
Okay, ma'am. So the end result states that if a firm wants to increase the market-based parameter or the earning per share or PE ratio, then they should optimize their capital structure by increasing the debt component in their capital structure. And second thing was that if you're working on a manufacturing sector, then you need to work upon your debt to equity ratio because it will only improve your accounting based parameter. And if you want to improve the market based parameter, then you have to invest, you have to increase the debt component, but it will only improve the stock market size of that.
Okay, okay, we got it.
Okay, ma'am. That's all from my side. If you have any question, you may ask. Thank you, ma'am.
No, I'm already done. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Dinesh Mahajan, I haven't received your paper. Are you also presenting? Are you audible, sir? Miss Ritu. Ma'am, can you please unmute yourself and share your slide? Thank you, Mr. Nilesh and Mr. Kasim. Thank you for your presentation. We would update you about the certificate soon. Thank you. You can leave the session now. Yes, sir. Am I visible? Thank you for your presentation.